Jungkook, he stopped in his tracks. The voice sounded familiar, but he couldn't place it. Who's there? The figure stepped out, and he finally saw the face of the person getting clear in the darkness, and it was Yoon. She grabbed his hand. Yoon, what are you? Before he could finish his sentence, his leg gave away, and he stumbled, but luckily Yoon catch him. Hey, let's get you home. But she stopped and she looked around. She chased him behind after he left the house angrily, and now they are middle of nowhere. She don't even remember the way back home, and it's dark. Jungkook, can you walk at least? Jungkook nodded his head and took a moment to clear his vision. He shouldn't have drank that much. He started to walk ahead in the darkness. I think this is not the way back home, Jungkook. He shushed her with his finger on her lips. Trust me, I know the way. She don't want to believe on some drunk man, yet she quietly followed him behind. He led to the small house. She followed her eyebrows, who made house deep in jungle. When Jungkook read the door open of the small house and entered inside. Jungkook, we just can't enter anyone's house like this. It's not right. It's my house now. Just keep quiet. Yoon nodded. She had many questions but stayed quiet as Jungkook was not really in the condition. The house was way too small and sofa. Everything was neatly arranged. A small kitchen, a perfect place for one person. Yoon was busy looking around that she didn't notice Jungkook was already on the sofa, whiskey in his hand as he poured himself another glass. Yoon's eyes widened as she swiftly snatched the glass out of his hand, spilling the whiskey onto the floor and his clothes, causing him to groan in frustration. Are you out of your mind? You are already drunk. She scolded him, her eyes. Jungkook looked at her angrily, a angry pout forming on his lips as he crossed his arm on his chest, the alcohol taking the best of his emotion. What's the big deal? It's my house, my drink. He slurred out like an angry child, and Yoon raised her eyebrow, tilting her head. What a droll personality he had. It doesn't matter whose house it is. You are not in the right state to be drinking more. So what? It's none of your business. Shut up and stay here. Don't you dare move. Her voice was angry and Jungkook bowed deep and his nose glaring angrily like an angry rabbit ready to attack. Yoon turned to leave but something made her pause. She spun around, catching Jungkook red-handed as he reached for the bottle once again. She snatched the bottle away from him and glared at him, then headed towards the kitchen. He wanted to argue to fight back, but something in Yoon's gaze stopped him in his place. And God, when he be sober, he gonna be embarrassed about it. When Yoon come back, Jungkook was sitting like an obedient kid on the sofa. She stood in front of him, her hands reaching for his face, and she gently wiped the traces of alcohol from his face and cheeks. Her touch was so gentle and soothing, her hands firmly holding his jaw, and Jungkook stared at her with doe eyes, letting her do whatever she wanted. You need to drink some water, it will help you better. Her voice was soft, guiding him. She held a glass water to his lips, guiding him to taking small sips. Jungkook's eyes were half-lidded, his gaze fixated on Yoon's face as she took care of him. Even in his drunk haze, he was feeling every warm touch of her. It's like someone is there for him, even though he knows it's her duty and nothing more, but he was enjoying it. She passed him a little smile, feeling him staring at her. He removed his shoes and looked at him. Do you have spare clothes here? Jungkook nodded silently. He didn't feel like speaking much at the time. His energy drained from the alcohol. Alright, I'll bring you clothes. You will change into them, or you will continue to smell like alcohol. Jungkook waited as Yoon brought the spare clothes for him. After a few minutes, he gave him privacy as he changed his clothes into a new one, and then Yoon helped him getting into the sofa. Since it is so small, Yoon lay him down on the sofa as she covered him with his light blanket. You should sleep now. Having no energy, Jungkook closed his eyes and slept, Yoon beside him as she was resting her head on the wall. As the next morning arrived, Yoon slowly opened her eyes, feeling the soreness in her body. She found herself on the sofa wrapped in a blanket she had given to Jungkook. She looked confused as she scanned the whole surrounding again, her gaze eventually falling on the wooden balcony and saw Jungkook sitting there puffing a cigarette. Yoon slowly got up, stretching her stiff muscles, and made her way towards the balcony. Not in the morning, at least. Her first words as she reached him and took the cigarette out of his hands. Jungkook looked at her, taken aback from her sudden appearance. What are you doing? taking care of you. Smoking is not good for your health, especially in the morning. Don't. I don't need you as my caretaker. I can take care of myself. I can see how you do it, and as someone who cares about you, I can't stand by and watch you harm yourself. Care about me? Don't make me laugh. You're just here because it's your duty, nothing more. Duty or not, I still want you to stop blaming yourself. You deserve better than this, Jungkook. Spare me the lectures. I have been living like this for years, and I don't need anyone telling me how to live my life. God, why are you so stubborn? At least try to change yourself. And who are you to tell me I should change myself when you yourself disappear into a thin air and now come back acting like you care? I disappear because I have personal matters. Doesn't mean I don't care. Oh please, what's the important matter that you didn't even tell anyone? I did. I informed your father that I'm going because of my exams in university. I need to focus on one thing that time. You could have asked your dad. Jungkook remained silent and looked ahead. Yoon tilted her head as she stared at him. Why are you staring? I'm staring because I see someone who is hurting. Someone who is holding onto their pain and refusing to let go. I see someone who is capable of so much more but chooses to remain stuck in their own self-destructive patterns. Jungkook scoffed. You think you can understand me? You think you have all the answers? I never claimed to have all the answers. I don't know what is stopping you from opening up, but Jungkook, you need to trust someone. You need to let someone in to share your pain. It's difficult. I have been this way for so long. It's become a part of me. Or maybe I don't want to change. Yoon watched him as he stared down on his lap, so Yoon decided not to push him further. He will open up when he wants to. So she took his hand and stood up, making Jungkook stare at her with questioning look. Let's go. I'll make breakfast for you. Jungkook hesitated for a moment, but then stood up, following her behind as she led him to the kitchen. Jungkook stood leaning on the counter as Yoon prepared breakfast for him. When did you find this place? It's so peaceful. My mother, she found this place when I was young. She used to bring me here, and we would spend time together, just the two of us. And where is your mom now? Jungkook looked down and Yoon closed her eyes, thinking she asked wrong question again, but then Jungkook spoke. She passed away. After that I kept coming here. It reminded me of her and it bring me peace. We spent so much time here. She always showed me new things. I started to love painting and she bought me everything for it. Your mother seems to be a special person for you. Jungkook smiled. He smiled, remembering the memories he had with his mother. And you look at him in awe. She never saw him smiling like that before, even if it's for a small moment. You should smile more. Your smile is beautiful. Jungkook caught off guard by the compliment, teasing her with a smile. Are you hitting on me? Huh, what? No, I'm not hitting on you. Jungkook chuckled as she panicked. It's the first time he's feeling lightweight, and always when he's around her. Maybe at the fact that she always listens to him, or maybe because she don't get scared or treat him like he is mental patient. What do you do? I mean, before coming here? I used to work at some coffee shop as I'm here all alone. So I have to work and take out of my university expenses. Did you make good coffee or did they kick you out? You roll her eyes at him. I made excellent coffee, thank you very much, and no. They didn't kick me out. I left the job to focus on my studies and then ended up here. So you traded the coffee shop for taking care of a hot mess like me? Quite the career move, huh? Who said you're hot? Yoon said, challenging him, and Jungkook narrowed his eyes as he tilted his head. Oh, so you don't think I'm hot? That's a shame. I should try harder then. Ugh, you're so annoying. Well, you're stuck with me now. Annoying or not, you're my caretaker, remember? Lucky me, she said sarcastically. A small smile tugged on the corner of his lips, and after that they both ate breakfast together, and that's how they spent the time in that small house. Is he okay? Mr. June asked Yoon, his voice filled with concern for Jungkook. He is? You don't have to worry. It's all my fault. Yoon looked at him confused. Yoon looked at him, her confusion evident on her face, as Mr. June began to sob in front of her. What do you mean? It's my fault that he is like this. If I had not abandoned him, if I had taken care of him, he wouldn't be like this. Abandoned him? He was not like this from the start. If I had taken proper care of him, given him love, he would be like a normal kid. What do you mean by normal kid? He is normal. Yes, he has anger issues, but with the time he can overcome with them. It's been years he didn't know. I lost my all hopes. You don't have to lose hope. Everything will be fine, and I will try my best to take care of him. Thank you for believing in him. I want you to make things right. I want to be there for him and give him the love he deserves. And I think he hurts me too much. Did you try to talk to him? I did, but he don't listen and yell at me. I'll talk to him. Please do. I notice he is comfortable around you. You don't have to worry. She gave him a tight-lipped smile and walked away from there, noticing there is something Mr. June is hiding. I don't want to go, John. But do you spend your whole day in your room? Don't you get tired? Nope, I'm used to it. Yun sighed as he placed the last book on his shelf after dusting it. Okay, I thought you would help me. You told me you like paintings. I wanted to make you one. That was a long time ago. I have even forget how to paintbrush. Then we will start again. Come on, leave this room for once. Yun held her hand for once, waiting Jungkook to make a decision. After a moment of hesitation, he slowly reached out and took her hand in his. Fine. He walked out of his room with her, not realizing how his anger seems to fade away in her presence, and they reached the lounge and arranged all the painting supplies for him. Jungkook sat down, his gaze fixated on the black canvas. Yoon watched as he dipped the brush into the paint and carefully started creating stroke on the canvas. Yoon couldn't help but admire him from the distance. He really loved to paint. They were so busy that they didn't notice Mr. June's presence, who watched his son with a small smile. But the moment was no longer peaceful when Jungkook looked up with a smile, but it faded instantly when he saw his dad standing there. He dropped everything. He stood up from the sofa ready to leave, but before he could, Mr. June stopped him. Son, Jungkook stopped in his tracks, his fist clenching as he looked at his father. What do you want? I want to talk, son. Can we please have a conversation? Jungkook stayed quiet, not responding to his father, and Mr. June spoke again. I know, son, you hate me for the things I do, but I'm really sorry. It's too late now. I don't need your sorry. I know I have not been the father you needed or deserve. So now you remember me? Remember that you have a son that you abandoned years ago, forgetting him when he needed your love and care. I know I did wrong, but after your mother passed away, I was consumed by my own pain. I was so lost in my grief that I didn't realize I was hurting you, neglecting you. You lost your wife, but I lost my mother too. I was only 7 years old, and I was left alone. You didn't see the pain I went through, the loneliness I felt. I had to grow up without a mother, without a father who cared. I'm so sorry. No, you are not. You know why? If you were truly sorry, you would have tried to understand me, but you never did. Craved for your love, attention my whole life, but I couldn't get it. I had to tolerate the harsh behavior of all the maids and nannies you hired for me. Where were you then, when they treated me like an orphan? Because those maids know you are not there for me and you won't care. Mr. June remained silent, his heart heavy with the guilt, finally realizing the depth of his son's pain. And do you remember the first time I caught your attention? I was 15. My loneliness was converting into anger, and I broke a vase because one of the maids had slapped me. But instead of asking me what happened, son, you scolded me for my behavior and raising my voice. When I stood there listening to Jungkook finally opening up to all the pain he was standing beside him. And wanna hear something worse? You took me to the psychiatrist and doctors thinking I had mental issues when all needed was your care. Tears welled up in Jungkook's eyes as he poured out of Air's hurt and disappointment. His words struck in Mr. June's heart. He didn't yell, didn't get angry. as you usually do, but it was more painful. Son, I didn't realize my mistake until now. I was blinded by my own pain. I'm sorry for not being there for you, for failing as a father. I really don't need your sorry now. I don't want your love and attention. It's too late for that. Walked away from there, his father and Eunice watched them in silence, and then quietly followed behind Jungkook to his room. Yoon entered to his room and found him curled up in a ball on his bed, his face buried in his arms. She hesitated for a moment, unsure if she should intrude his space, but sighed, sometimes it doesn't matter. Yoon sat down beside him on the bed, her hand gently caressing his hair. Jungkook didn't react at first, but gradually relaxed under her touch. It was as if her presence gave him peace and calm. It's going to be okay, Jungkook. You should now let go of everything. Holding past will only cause you pain. I don't know if I can forgive him. It hurts too much. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what happened, but freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that pain. Jungkook turned around and finally met her gaze. In that moment, she saw the vulnerable child in his eyes, the one who yearned for love and affection that had been absent for so long. How do you do it? Do what? Remain so calm. Don't you get angry, frustrated? You remained calm when I was yelling. Were you always there for me? It's not like I didn't get angry or frustrated. I just see things more calmly, with a clear mind. Getting angry about small things will only ruin everything. But it's difficult for me to control my anger. It just overwhelms me. I know it's difficult, but it will get away from time to time. Jungkook closed his eyes, enjoying the soft hands on his head. It was weirdly comfortable, and so soothing. He snuggled closer to Yoon like a child wants comfort, and she didn't mind, continued giving him comfort. Jungkook opened his eyes, slowly waking up. He moved slightly, but he stopped when he realized he had his hand tightly holding on to Yoon's stomach as she slept in a sitting position. Guilt started to form within him. She didn't wake him up from his sleep. She slept like this because of him. Carefully, he let go of her, gently moved her in a lying position on the bed, making sure she was comfortable. He covered her with a blanket and sat there, watching her peaceful features. He didn't feel like this with anyone in a long time. After a while, he decided to step outside to move out of there. I thought you would be smoking, she said, and sat beside Jungkook, who was gazing up at the night sky. Nah, it's weird, but I'm not in the mood for smoking tonight. And plus, I want to focus on writing better. That's good to hear. I'm proud of you for making that decision. So what are you thinking about as you stare at the stars? Just thinking about how things have changed recently. And how feeling about it? It's hard to put into words, but I feel different. You were right, I was holding on the past and hurting myself. But now that I have confronted, it's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. You are doing great, Jungkook, and you know I'm feeling like a proud mom. Jungkook snickered at her comment, enjoying the lightened moment. They sat in comfortable silence. Jungkook's gaze shifted towards Yoon, his heart flirting with a mix of emotions. He was captivated by her presence, unable to tear his eyes away from her face. Yoon noticed Jungkook's gaze and turned to meet her eyes, a small smile playing on his lips. You're staring. I know, Yoon, you have no idea how much you affect me. Just by looking at your face, I feel this warmth spreading through me. Yoon's eyes widened, and she didn't expect that her heart started to race. You have this way of making me feel so special, so appreciated. I think I'm falling for you. Are you sure? Because I'm not your standard girl. Jungkook gently placed his finger on her lips, silencing her words. No one come ever this close to my heart, Yoon, except you. I don't care about your status, all I care about. Will you give this mess a chance? You didn't say heart mess this time. So let me ask again, will you give this heart mess a chance? Yoon smiled wide and she nodded. As the time passes, Jungkook's anger slowly started to go away and he began to get better. Yoon helped him with meditation, even though he whined about it first, but when Yoon accompanied him, he gave in. Yoon also made sure to lock away all the alcohol and cigarettes so he wouldn't use them anymore. They started doing new things together, like going for a walk, cooking meals, and paintings. Each moment they spent together, Jungkook felt calm and comforted when Yoon was around because she cared about him. During this time, Mr. Jun reflected on his past mistake and tried to move forward. He understood how much he had hurt Jungkook. It was not easy for Jungkook to forgive him, but he saw that his father was truly sorry and decided to give him another chance. Things started to get better eventually. Jungkook and Yoon, they were back again in that small house, and Yoon was sitting in the chair as Jungkook was trying to paint her. He wanted to give it a try. Jungkook finished his painting, so he decided to draw her. Jungkook, I'm dying here sitting in one pose. Hurry up. Just a few more minutes, Yoon. I want to get it just right. More like a few more hours, Mr. Picasso. Your face is more like a monkey than a human right now. A monkey? Should I swing from the trees then? No need to show your talents. Right now, let me do my work. Yoon groaned, and after a few minutes, when she looked at painting, she gasped in a mock offense. June, the crow behind me looks prettier than me. She grabbed the canvas and started hitting Jungkook with it, while he laughed and tried to judge her blows. Hey, what can I do? The crow captured my attention. You are going to die today. Come back here. She continued to chase after him, their laughter echoing through the room. Yoon was in the kitchen busy preparing a meal. When she felt two arms wrap around her from behind. Startled, she turned her head to find Jungkook standing there, back hugging her tightly. Jungkook, what are you doing? Just wanted to be close to you. He nuzzled his face against her neck, causing Yoon to blush. She could feel his warm breath against her skin. You are being cheesy, Jungkook. Can't help it, being close to you makes me happy. Yoon leaned back in his embrace, enjoying the comfort presence of Jungkook. Did you ever think we would end up together when you first came to this house? No, honestly, I thought I would even last a day there. But things have changed, haven't they? I'm glad you stayed and didn't act like others. I think I could sense your pain growing up without parents. I saw the vulnerability behind your actions. Even though you chose the wrong way to let your anger out, there was no one to guide you. Yeah, I never had someone who truly understood me until you came along. You saw through my walls and reached out to me. And I will continue to be here for you, Jungkook. We will face everything together, the good and the bad. He was grateful to have her in his life, and she made him happier than he ever could imagine. I love you. Yoon, as Iron's smile spread across her face, she wrapped her arms around him, holding him close. I love you too, Jungkook.